So let's talk about finding for the roots of quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, let's just erase this. By factoring. Okay, so there are 4 different ways in finding for the roots of a quadratic equation. First is by extracting the roots, by factoring, by completing the square, or using the quadratic formula. So in this video, we will be talking about how to find for the roots of a quadratic equations by factoring. Now, there are 2 types of factoring. You can base it from the value of the a of a quadratic equation. Now, going back to quadratic equation, it is in the second degree equation. Like you have your ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay. Now, for factoring, let's just first discuss what if your a is just that's equal to 1. Okay. So if your a is equal to 1, then it would be easier for us to factor it. Let's just say we have example x squared minus 4x minus 45. Okay, so definitely we'll have 2 factors here. You have your x, not your ex boyfriend or girlfriend. The x variable. Alright, first is we'll get the c. Your c, the value of your c is negative 45. Now, we will be thinking of 2 factors of negative 45, wherein if we add or subtract them together, the result will be the middle term, which is negative 4. So, let's try to list down all factors of 45. Let's say 15 times 3, 1 times 45, then 9 times 5. Okay. Alright. So, let's analyze the factors. Now, since you have here a negative integer, it's negative 45, meaning to say, your factors here should acquire 1 positive and 1 negative. So, one of the factors should be positive or negative. So, they have different signs because the value of c is negative 45. So if it's negative, meaning to say the 2 factors must have different signs. But we need to analyze first the given factors. So which of these 3 pairs of factors wherein if we add them together, if we add them together, the result will negative 4. So it's obvious, definitely 15 and 3. If you add or if you subtract, it will not turn out to be negative 4. And it's very obvious also here. So we have 9 and 5. But our problem here is which of these factors will be the positive or the negative. Now, let's try to check our middle term. Our middle term is negative 4x or minus 4x. So the sign is negative. Now, the sign of the middle term will always carry by the bigger factor, which is 9. Which in this case is 9. So your 9 will be negative, and since the value of our c is negative, our 5 will be positive. And then putting this to our parenthesis, we have x minus 9 and x plus 5. And let's equate it to 0, solving it. Solving the roots, we have x is equal to 9. And x plus 5 equals 0. Use the addition property of equality. It's negative 5. Or just what they call transposition, lilipat sa kabila, it will change the sign. So the roots are 9 and negative 5. Now, if you want to check it, you can use 9 or negative 5. These 2 roots will satisfy your given equation. Sige, let's try it. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 45 equals 0. So 9 squared minus 4 times 9 minus 45. So we have 81 minus 36 minus 45 equals 0. So 81 minus 36, that's I think 45. minus 45, that is definitely equal to 0. So your 9 satisfies the given equation. Now, if you want to try 5, let's say this is 25 minus, this will become plus 20 minus 45 equals 0. So, as you can see, magzi-0 pa din siya. So, the two roots will always satisfy the given equation. So that's how you do the factoring if your A is equal to 1.